My voice is gone. Mm. Jesus. All right, if you're watching the replay, first of all, welcome in. Thank you for joining. I haven't been to the gym yet, even though I look looking better every day, and I'm proud of that because I've been putting in some real work. Today is a pull day, so I'm going to go ahead and get my pull day in around maybe 2 hours or so. But for right now, I'm live. I'm with you guys. I want to talk about something that's very interesting to me, which is what I've learned in blind dating. First of all, I've been showing up consistently every single day, at least going live 4 or 5 times a week. I try to do at least four. Sometimes I miss a day, that's okay, but I've been trying to go live every single weekday. And honestly, it's been really tremendous growth since the beginning of the year. So thank you for that. You are the amazing people who have let that happen. So every time that you tune in, anytime that you guys like, anytime that you go subscribe, anytime that you guys share my video with somebody to let them know what we're trying to do, it means a lot. So it's really you guys that push the channel forward. So thank you to you guys. All right. So with that said, here's what I've learned since traveling. One of the things I've learned since traveling is how most men think that women don't have, you know, as much sexual interest as men do. That is incorrect. That is so not true. Okay. The reason why I say that is because men think that because women don't talk about dating and don't talk about men, openly, publicly, that they don't talk about it privately. But women are just, let me say, as whatever guys think about, like guys say nasty things and guys say we have locker room talk or whatever, is the common saying. Women do the same thing. They're just better at hiding it. All the nasty stuff that men say, women say them too. Everything. In fact, I think women are actually worse. The reason why I think women are actually worse is because women are more creative in the things that they say. Women are far more creative in the things that they say, which is why I think that women are actually better and worse at it at the same time. Here's what's actually happening to me in Suriname right now. It's actually changing everything I think about the world, maybe. Since I've been in Suriname, and this isn't a good thing, but I'll tell you what I'm seeing anyway. Since I've been in Suriname, again, I've been traveling for the last 2 years. I was in Brazil before this. I was in Argentina before that. I was in Uruguay, Chile, all of those countries. I was on all of them. Okay. And right now, hey, how you doing, Blueberry? Right now, what's happening in Suriname? Oh, when you come in, please leave a like so that more people can come in. Cool, cool. What are happening in Suriname right now is that I'm seeing women who have partners in Netherlands. So there's a good relationship between Suriname and Netherlands. They have partners, but they come here and all of them are cheating on their partners. Literally, let's say there are 50, let's say there are 50 that come here from the Netherlands, 45 of them are cheating on their boyfriends. That's insane. And if you see that happening, it bothers you. And I see the men too, but I've never seen women cheat to such a disproportionate degree. Like literally 90% of women here are cheating on their partners. It's actually mind blowing to me that that's what's happening. Never see anything like that. And most men have the idea that no, it's men that cheat, or the society is like men is cheat. I'm telling you, what I've seen this year has changed the game for me. By the way, I'm hoping that you can hear me. Hey, how you doing, Clutch? FN. What's happening? What's up, dude? Leave a like if you're in here. It's free and it also gets more people. And please leave a like. Don't just watch. Even if you're not gonna comment, please just like it. Okay? Leave a like, leave a like, leave a like. Run the likes up. Okay. So I'll tell you a couple of stories, right? So first story. So I think I'm a pretty good looking guy. You know what I'm saying? I work out, I take care of myself, I take care of my hygiene, you know, whatever. I'm 6'1", if that matters. But what I will tell you is that I think there are women who don't want to necessarily, they don't like me. right? They like the ideal of whoever they think I can be. You understand what I'm saying? And then, okay, so then if you're a woman, I know that you understand what I'm saying. Like there are men who will catcall you from across the road, but they don't know you. They don't know anything about you, but they're calling you princess and sweetie pie and all these things. They don't know you. And that's weird. So then flip the role, right? There are men here that are getting that. Men here who are getting that. They don't, women come here from the Netherlands. They don't know these men, but the idea of them being different from the men that they knew in Netherlands, it's different, right? And so then you come here, it's different, and the women are falling in love with the ideal of being with someone from the other side of the world, in the Caribbean, in Suriname, right? No, I'm from Jamaica, and I'm not involved in this at all. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, which has again changed my entire trajectory of life. It's changed my entire worldview. I mean, just imagine. I'll put this in the chat. Hey, Milanda, how you doing? I just saw you comment, bro. Oh geez, oh geez. Blueberry Pie is in here. Clutch FN is in here. Make sure that y'all subscribe. Blueberry, I think you're new. I haven't seen you before, but I've seen Clutch FN before. Milanda, definitely seen you before. Welcome back, my friend. Think I appreciate the like coming in, leaving a like. What's up? What's up? Lamar Jackson edit. Can you please grab the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit? I have no idea. I have no idea what you want me to do. But let me ask you a question. If you went through an entire year of seeing women constantly cheating, like every single week since I've been here, January, I've been here since January, and I've seen every single week somebody else, some woman is cheating on their partner, and I've seen it. I've been here since January. That's 6 months out of the year. Just put your hand over the camera and let go. All right, let me finish my story, bro. 6 months out of the year in 2025, if you've seen someone that you know is in a relationship cheat on their partner, wouldn't that change how you think about relationships? It probably would, wouldn't it? Just think about that. If you every single week you've seen someone else cheat, that person cheats, that person cheats, that person cheats, that person doesn't cheat. Okay, cool. That person cheats, that person cheats, that person cheats. That's 8 out of 10 people, 9 out of 10 people, everybody. I think it would probably bother you. You let me know. Would that bother you? Because it definitely bothers me. I didn't grow up that way. I grew up a mother and father. They were together for 21 years. My mom died of cancer. Telling you, hey, I'm not the person that condone cheating at all. I'm the type of person who will tell you, go get with your woman, build with one person, travel the world. That's my message to men. I'm not out here trying to get a bunch of women on a boat. That's not me. That's a waste of time. That's a complete waste of time. Waste of energy, waste of time, waste of resources, waste of focus. I'm gonna give you a Lamar Jackson edit. Are you ready? You ready, bro? Yo, what the heck is that? Okay. All right, I get you. That was it. What I do. Lamar Jackson edits. That's your entire name on YouTube. That's actually crazy. You must be a big fan of Lamar Jackson. That's cool. You're welcome. I hope one day that I have so big of an audience that I am able to inspire people in the way that Lamar Jackson inspires you. I think that's pretty cool. People say it as weird, but I think that's a positive influence because I'm gonna guess that you've never met Lamar Jackson, but the fact that you're doing this shows me how powerful of impact he's had on your life, and that's pretty cool. Hopefully one day I can do that. Nah, I'm saying, nah, I mean. Who else is in here? Let me see. Let me see. All right, I appreciate you guys leaving likes. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, have you guys seen what's happening with one Wimbledon is starting, so I'm looking forward to Wimbledon. But have you seen what's happening with the 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 trial, Diddy trial? Yo, that's actually crazy, isn't it? I'm not sure if you're following, but Diddy basically said that he's not going to defend himself. He's just going to let shit go, which is actually crazy. Well, that's not exactly what he said. The defense isn't bringing up any witnesses. That's what he said. But man, that is not a good look. Diddy's going to be locked away for a long time. This is what happens to people, right? When you get powerful and you feel like you have so much money, so much fame that the people around you become so subservient to you that they tell you whatever you want to know. They respect you in a way that it feels unnatural because you become godlike on earth. You see what I'm saying? People start to tell you that you're great and nothing bad can happen to you. And you start to believe it. No one is telling you no. No one is reminding you that you are human, reminding you of your limitations. That's what happened to Diddy. He thinks that he is this God, that he controls all of this. And then what eventually happens is that you realize that kind of thinking makes anybody susceptible to do bad things. That's a sure recipe for anybody to do bad things. Okay, let me give you an example. You remember when you were younger and your parents told you you're in charge when you left the house, or the teacher told you you're in charge when you left the classroom? Just a classroom. And what did the person in charge do? Whether it was you or somebody else, there was somebody always who took out their pen and paper and they started writing names. Just a little bit of power, a little bit of taste of having control over somebody else's life makes people do crazy things. And so then imagine if you have that every day. Talked about at the beginning of this that I've seen someone cheat on their partner for every single day for the last 6 months. Okay. And know how that's changed my worldview. Okay. But then just imagine, as a parallel, how much you can change your worldview if that's not 6 months, but that's every day for the last 10 years. If you're coming in, make sure to subscribe, please. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Okay, cool. Just imagine that that's what's happening to Diddy. Every single day. Every single day, someone is telling him, yes, your greatness, your God. And they're acting like it. Whatever Diddy wants get done, he gets it done. Someone brings his coffee, someone takes his towel off, he tells that person to do this person does that, that he tells you to jump, you say how high. That is Diddy's world. That is that would make anybody, that would lead anybody down a dark path. I don't think it's good for anybody to experience that type of power. And if you want that type of power, which is what I think actually happened during the pandemic, which is why so many people got so power hungry. You remember those people who, when you walked into a supermarket and your mask was a little bit below your nose, they tapped you, they shouted at you, and ironically, sometimes they pulled down their mask to shout at you because you couldn't hear them, which defeats the purpose of what they're saying. But they're following you around, telling you to put on your mask because it's making their lives dangerous. But they're following you and they're not social distancing. They're following you less than 6 feet. But in that instance, they were right. But that little bit of power, it's blinding, it's toxic. And even the government's telling people to stay inside, just being able to shut down everybody just because of a disease. It's toxic. Or you can feel that you can have control over other people's lives. Puts you in a bad state, puts you in a bad mental state, makes you a bad person. And so that's why I think what happened to Diddy. Maybe he was always a bad person. I don't know. It's very likely that he was always a bad person. But the situation that he found himself in made it absolutely worse because that's human nature. There's a saying that absolute power corrupts absolutely. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? Separate from that, though, I'm enjoying this water. Separate from that, oh, by the way, I'm at the pool, so I haven't worked out yet. That's why I'm shirtless. You can see what's happening. No green screen, people. That's my shirt right there. So that's my shit. I'm always at the hotel. All right, if you're coming in, please make sure that you subscribe. It's right there. Subscribing is free. Help to grow this. We're trying to hit 5,000 before I leave Suriname. So if you subscribe, all the money that's going from YouTube is going to go to fund scholarships for the kids in Jamaica. So make sure that you guys are subscribed. Cool, cool. You guys are fantastic. Keep it going. All right. So back to what we're talking about. Another thing I've learned since traveling. This is very cool. Another thing I've learned since traveling is that there are a lot of cultural differences that we don't account for. So the type of thing that you might be looking for from a woman, from a family perspective, from a family perspective, or the type of partner that you're looking for the life that you want to lead, it might actually be very well affected by your location. For example, everyone in New York City is hustling. So then if you want someone that's a hustler as a partner, you're probably going to find them in the city. New York City, Los Angeles. These are all hustlers, men and women, both hustling. Now, when you come to South America, that's not the case. A lot of the women here are supporters of their men, and that's normal. Even in the big cities, it's less than New York, it's less than LA. Then if you're here, you're trying to find a wife to support you in your goals. That's the mindset being from the Caribbean, being from South America. You're finding a wife to help you support your goals. You're the man, you're in charge, you lead. I said that's what you're looking for. You can find so many more options in South America for that purpose, if that's what you want. If you want a highly independent woman, someone that you build with, then you're looking for someone from the city. That's the New York, the LA, the Atlanta, boss girls. You see what I'm saying? That's where they live. It's very different. I'm not saying that you can't find either one at either other location. For example, I'm not saying that you cannot find someone who's going to help you build and allow you to lead in New York. I'm not saying that. And I'm also not saying that you can't find independent women, yada, 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 in South America. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that the numbers are so vastly skewed because it's so normalized in New York for women to be hustlers. And it's not the case in South America. What's normalized is for women to be partners to their men. That's what's normalized. Very normalized in this society. And family is so important. Family in New York is not a priority. Those are the things I'm talking about. Having a big family, having your cousins over, having your niece and your nephews and your brothers and sisters over, cooking food. That's normalized. So normal, so normal. South America. New York, when was the last time, if you're from a major city and you're watching this, when was the last time that you had a family reunion? Family reunion? What's that? What's that? What's a family reunion? You see what I'm saying? What's a family reunion? People don't have family reunions anymore. We're so individualistic. You know, I remember when I was younger and we used to have family reunions once a year. People used to fly in. Now we don't do family reunions. We see each other, what, Thanksgiving, Christmas, that's it. And then a wedding, funeral. That's kind of sad, right? And it's usually not even everybody at the Thanksgiving because somebody got to work, somebody's not, right? But our family reunion used to have everybody. I'm talking like 150 people at the family reunion, and we all have T-shirts on. T-shirts, balling, family time. That used to be the way, but now we've changed that, and so we wonder why the family is breaking down in the U.S. But that's not the case in South America. Most people don't realize South America, the USA has a higher rate of single mothers than South America. And most people think it's the opposite. It's not. Most people think that South America is a bunch of single moms that just want money. That's the US. Well, maybe not the money part, because obviously the women in America have more money than the women in South America. That's not an opinion, that's just true, because the economy is better. But on the single mom part, absolutely. There are so many more single mothers by numbers and by percentages in the US than any other country in the world. Part of the reason I think that is because of culture, because that's the home place, the birthplace of feminism. That's why I think. But then also, women in America have more resources to take care of children by themselves. You have welfare, you have um, school lunch, you have government checks, you have, so you have credit cards, you can take care of kids, benefits, Section 8. You have there's so many housing programs, etc., food programs, food stamps. You can live on in America. You don't have to have money because it already is expensive to take care of child, but you can get by being a single mom. In other countries where there is no food stamp, where there is no help, if you can't feed your kid dies. If you can't feed your kid in a country with no food stamps, your kid dies. Think about that. That doesn't happen in America, which is why I think America has the highest rate of single moms. The kids surviving, the moms are able to get by, not thrive, but they're able to get by. And also, the ideology of feminism has created a space where women feel, I don't need a man, I can do it by myself, which I don't agree with. I feel that both women and men are vital to society, but feminism has told people otherwise. So that's the result that we get. You may agree, you may not. That's fine. But that's what's going on. That's what I've learned since traveling, which is the theme of this entire thing. That's what I've learned since traveling. What I've learned is that your partner, your dream partner, honestly, they may be in a different country. They may be in a different culture, more specifically. And until you get to that culture, you won't really understand what I'm saying. But cultures are very different. So different. Yeah, so different, super different. Put my glasses on. Let me see what's happening here. All right, boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Tell me where you're watching from as you come in. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me where you're watching from, dude. Tell me where you're watching from. That guy has a very colorful shirt on. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me where you're watching from. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. I hope that we get to 5,000 subs by the end of this month. No, by the end of July. So if you're in here and you haven't subbed yet, please sub and like so that we can get more people in here so that we can tell them to sub because we're trying to get to 5,000 subs. But then also, separate from that, I feel like we are growing a community that's actually pretty strong because I get to recognize some of you guys when you guys up on the lives. We have OGs, we have returning cast. You see what I'm saying? We have a real community here. You know, I have a people that watch from from Palestine. I have a couple of people that watch from Ukraine too. I have a couple of people that watch from Suriname. We obviously have people that watch from the US. If I shouted out any of your countries just now, shout out to you for tuning in. I don't take that for granted. So I always come in here and try to deliver value and talk about stuff that's going on in my life, or lessons I'm learning, or books I'm reading. Important stuff that you're not. Even though we come on and we have fun, if you can learn something and it makes your life better in a little bit, in a little way, I think that's the goal of going live. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I try to do. Make you laugh, put you in a good mood, learn something, carry on your day. That's what's up. So we're aiming for. Another thing I've learned since traveling about dating specifically. Um, if there is no Tinder, no Bumble, no Hinge, and no one uses it, then you very quickly have to learn how to date. And I think that's partially why men from Caribbean countries and from Africa are better with women than men from America or from UK or whatever. Follow my logic. If you are not able to simply go on your phone and send out a bunch of messages like Instagram or Facebook or whatever, you have to approach women in person. Then you learn how to be good in person. You learn the skills. And so then you learn how to be charismatic. You learn how to tell jokes. You learn how to be funny. You learn how to be flirty, but not too flirty. You learn the rejection rate. You learn what to say or not to say. You learn pacing. You learn space, personal space, closing personal space, giving more personal space, the push and pull, the ebb and flow of conversation. You learn those things, but only if you have to do it in person. For the men here in Suriname, most of them are good with women because it's either they get good with women or they don't talk to any woman. And I think that happens in Jamaica as well. Either you're good with women or you don't talk to anybody. You see what I mean? So then, for you, I think the logical conclusion is if you want to get better at dating, force yourself to go talk to people. Now, your situation might be different. Maybe you don't have time. Okay, fine. Maybe you're very busy. Cool. Most people are not that busy. Most people, they have to force themselves. That would be my advice. Force yourself to talk to someone in the cafe, and I will tell you what to say. This is what I do, especially when I land in a new place. I use both online and in person. I say, hey, my name is Kadeem. What's your name? I force myself to start there. And then, I don't know where it goes from there. I always start by saying my name. Maybe they're not interested in having a conversation. Maybe we end up being friends. Maybe they're an excellent conversationalist and we end up having a connections. But at least I get to say, hey, my name is Kadeem. Because if you don't have Tinder, then you get no other opportunity to meet people and you have to go in person. And I think that's a good lesson. But personally, I use both. I don't have a problem talking to people in person. I also like Tinder because it's fast, especially when I don't speak the language. I'm able to translate. So that also works too. So I use both. That's another thing I've learned about dating. You want to get better at dating, you need the app. If you want to get better at it, you need to delete the app. You need to go in person. Stop talking to people, stop texting people, stop Instagram DMing people, and start going out in person. All right. This live is getting to just be about half an hour. So I'm gonna pack this up. I'm actually getting really hungry. So I'm probably gonna get some food soon. People, I haven't had any breakfast. So I'm actually dying. All right, people. I'm gonna get a swim and I'm gonna go eat some KFC. KFC, the national dish of Jamaica. All right, people. Peace.